Okay, so an introduction, traditional Malay house. Okay, sometimes we might be confused a bit between the word heritage and the traditional. Okay, definition of heritage: something inherited, okay, handed down from the past, okay, but must have value. Without value, there is no heritage value. Okay, without value might be you not preserve well for the building, the monument, and so on. Value must uh, value for country, value for state, value for people. That is why we choose that monument or asset to preserve, to conserve. Okay, must have value. So something you inherit from the past. Let's say your father give pen to you. That means the pens become heritage for you. The pen value for you. Okay, but when we talk about architecture, we must talk about value for society, value for state and country. If not, might be it's not recognized as a value asset, heritage building for the state, for the country, for example. World Heritage Site value must to the world. Okay, like Malaysia, we have so many World Heritage Site. For built environment, Melaka, only Melaka and Penang. So Penang and Melaka have value to the world. So that is why it's inscribed under World Heritage Site. And like in Indonesia, like Borobudur, Prambanan, you have a lot of World Heritage Site. The site is very valuable to the world. That is why you inscribe. UNESCO inscribe give inscription to the site as a World Heritage Site. So that means heritage must have value. That's the difference between heritage and traditional. Okay, definition of traditional: continuous practice without significant change. No change. Okay, you might find building look similar with traditional house or building, but the way they construct different, the way they use different. So it just image of the traditional building, but not traditional building, because there is not continuous practice. Okay, what practice? The design, the function, the use of space, the method of construction, the practice in the building, and so on, cannot change. If they don't change, we can call it as a traditional architecture, traditional building. If they change something, even though you see the image uh, very clear, looks like similar to the traditional house, for example, but it's not traditional. It's just they copy from traditional characteristic. Okay, must be continuous practice without any changing. Okay, okay. Factors influence traditional house or traditional architecture. Religion. Religion is very important in traditional Malay house. Okay, for example, building orientation. Normally, when Islam came to the Nusantara, all the building refer to the Islamic practice, which is wherever you orientate your building, people should easy to find qiblat in the house. Okay, we will know when we enter the house, we know where the qiblat are. It's just simple like that. Okay, so the orientation influenced by the qiblat. Okay, motif and ornamentation. Okay, motif cannot have animals. Okay, only flora, only maybe a leaf. Okay, daun. Okay, not so much on animal. Cannot. Before Islam came, yes, Hindu, Buddhist, you have a lot of animal sculpture in the buildings. Okay, the carving also refers to the animal. But when Islam comes, there is no animal anymore for the carving, motif, and ornamentation. Okay, and then privacy. Privacy is very important. Okay, because the house built to keep the privacy for the users. Okay, so for example, the ladies, okay, cannot be seen direct from outside. So that is why all the windows have ramp, okay, have louvers, have a grill, and so on. Okay, there are so many type of element that focus on the privacy, that follow privacy needs. Okay, the design, and then the social. Religion is one of the factor, and then the social itself. social is a way of life. Okay, way of life. Simple to understand. Okay, when you see the toilet far from the house for the hygiene factor. You see the bath for washing, for bath, they covered. Okay, they have partition, for example, covered by leaf and nipah leaf and so on. You see the compound, just a simple simple plan, so that to mark this is your compound. That's it. Okay, but people still can interact with you while they walking in front of your house and so on, and you can see very clear. So that's the things. Okay, and then you see the under the house, they normally become a storage. Become is the if the floor higher than this, a lot of activities under the house. Okay, chit chat, welcoming people, do some cooking preparation. So many activities. Okay, sometimes they sleep because of cooler than compared to us in the house. You see the coconut tree. Okay, coconut tree normally give so many for example, you have coconut milk. Okay, for cook. Okay, the trunk can become a bridge. For example, the leaf can become a thatch roof, and then maybe you can use for ketupat and so on. This is about cook. Okay, but you have shadow, sheltered, but the breeze come because the coconut tree good for ventilation, exterior ventilation, because they provide shelter without avoiding ventilation coming throughout the village. So that is why village normally have a lot of traditional village have a lot of coconut tree, but today cannot because you cannot park your car, your lovely car under the tree. It's very dangerous. No one do this. Okay, that is why today's village no more coconut tree because of the way of life change. Okay, so this is a way of life. Social is a way of life. Another factor is the climate, of course. Okay, climate is determined so many ways in our architecture. It's influenced a lot because it's very hot and raining in Malaysia, Indonesia, in Nusantara. That is why all the architecture elements followed comply with the climate needs. Okay, for example, of course, ventilation. They have a lot of opening, full height window, full height wide doors, full height window, so that the cross ventilation inside the house. You can see this image. They have ventilation from top, from below, bottom to the top. Okay, full height windows. They have grill, and then lattice, and then this one is window. So they open a lot of their building, but they keep the privacy, of course. Using curtain, using grill, using so many. Okay, using design as well. This is a balcony. Again, they utilize ventilation because it's very hot. And then you see the still they need a breeze everywhere, from every angle, for every level of the height. They utilize the material, of course. Material influenced by, determined by where we located. We are in tropical country. We only have we easy to get timber. So that is why all traditional Malay house in Malaysia using timber. Okay, using plant, anything tree provide us the material to build the house. Okay, for example, for a thatch roof, nipah leaf, timber structure, timber floor, timber wall, and so on. A lot of timber. Okay, using as a material for the traditional house. Okay, so timber because of climate. Okay, maybe in Middle East they don't have timber because desert. Okay, they have a lot of Egyptian, for example, they have a lot of rock and stone. Okay, in Bangladesh, in India, northern in southern part of India, they have a lot of clay. They use clay as a wall, as a floor, and so on. But in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Nusantara, the timber easy to get, so that is why timber use a lot of material for the building. Okay, construction and technology. Because of timber, they determine the construction method. We use tanggam, the joining method. Okay, the joining method like this. We use carving, We use embroidery, for example. This is a bamboo embroidery for the wall. We use tools that suitable for the timber construction. I just put one. We have many tools, hammer and so on. The sanding. This one for sanding. Okay, we use a lot of tools to cut, to do many things. Okay, but I just put one. Okay, am I going too fast?
I don't think so. It's okay.
Okay, we will continue the characteristic of traditional Malay house in Malaysia. Okay, um, okay. The main image is a roof. Okay, the original Malay house is a long roof. Okay, and then when colonized by Portuguese and Dutch, Portuguese came to Malaysia in 1511, and then the Dutch followed by Dutch 1641. So they start introduce the gable roof. Okay, five ridge, five ridge. This one is a long roof. Okay, this one is a gable roof. Have five ridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other side 5. Long roof, one ridge only. This one. Okay, that's it. This is the original Malay roof. Okay, before they colonized by the European. Okay, this is the main image of the traditional Malay, because even though we have so many characteristic Melaka, Negeri Sembilan, Selangor, Perak, and so on, but still using long roof. Okay, before the European came. This one I will not repeat, because site planning also part of image, but I already explained just now. This one, space planning. Space planning is very important, because we combine together way of life and Islamic way of life, and then the culture and so on. There are so many type of interior space, but I just choose one. Principle, as a principle, it's same, but as a design wise, might be different certain house. Okay, for example, Anjong, it's a balcony. Balcony for hangout, chit chat among family members. When they want to entertain visitors, if they do not know the visitor well, they only entertain in the balcony, cannot enter the house. If visitors come and then the visitors they know well, they entertain visitors in the Serambi. Okay, if they know very well the visitors, they will entertain in the main hall. Okay, so main hall is you see the design of the Serambi, long and narrow. When they have kanuri or some ceremony, the village people will come, join and sit here, form a two row and facing each other. This is how they it's like bonding for the community. Okay, and then big the biggest size of the space in Malay traditional house in Malaysia is a rumah ibu. Or you cannot direct translate mother house. It's a main hall. It's a main hall. Okay. Used for praying. Used for parents sleeping. Okay, and used for chit chat, meeting, serious matters. If not serious, they just sit in balcony and they have a chit chat. If serious matter, they will invite the visitors come into the main hall. Main hall become multi-purpose activities area. It's a main hall. And then selang. Selang is a boundary. It's a border between multi-purpose, between public space and the private space. We call it selang. Okay. Dapur is or kitchen is a private space. Purposely for women only, not a man. Okay, for cooking, preparing, and dining. When they dine, all the family members go to the dining, all kitchen. So, as a in traditional Malay house, we have 3 staircase. One to enter from front, Anjong or balcony. One in the selang, the boundary, and then one at the back, at the rear of the building, which is in at the kitchen. So all used purposely. staircase at Selang and the cooking and the kitchen only used by women. Okay, and then staircase at the front used by men. That's the rules those days. Today, everything changed. Okay, so this is space planning for interior space planning for the traditional Malay house in Malaysia. Okay, the design. The design has a lot of characteristics. I just put several, so that you know. But you can Google it. You can read in books. There are so many writing about the design as well. Okay, roof, gable roof, and long roof. Roof design and finishes. These are finishes. These are shingle, timber shingle. Okay. Normally in Malaysia we use cengal timber. Okay, it's it's a grade A timber. It's a very tough, it's a solid and hard wood called cengal. I don't think cengal you find in Indonesia. Normally cengal in just peninsula of Malaysia. You have cengal in Indonesia, Dr. Lia?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's a mute. Yeah. We. What was the question? Sorry.
This is a cengal timber. As far as I was told by friends in Indonesia, cengal they couldn't find cengal in Indonesia. They only have jati as a timber.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Cengal normally in Semenanjung Malaysia only, in Malay Peninsula only. Even you cannot find in Borneo. Okay, Borneo normally Belian and so on. But in Malay Peninsula, which West Malaysia, cengal easy to find everywhere. Okay, so we use a lot of cengal timber for lot of material for the building. For example, the shingle is very lasting. Even 500-600 years can stand because it's very tough. Okay, and then of course thatch roof, nipah leaf. Okay, this one nipah leaf, nipah roof. This one, Singgora tiles. We're using slate, we're using clay to make a tiles. This normal tile, but we call it here Singgora tile. Singgora tile is normally northern region of Malaysia, northern region of West Malaysia. We couldn't find southern part. If you can find southern part using this Singgora tile, but not originally not from the southern part. It's from the northern part of Malaysia. Okay, normally middle of Malaysia, Semenanjung Malaysia until the southern part, we use nipah roof and the shingle, the cengal shingle. Northern part like Kedah, Kelantan, Terengganu, Perlis, and southern Thailand, Patani. Okay, they use a lot of Singgora tiles. Okay, then a lot of and they have several shapes, several design, but they use clay and then they burn in kiln so that it becomes tough before they use as a roofing material. Okay, this one timber structure. Because of timber, we have a lot of timber structure. We have a ridge, we have trusses, we have purlin, we have column and pillar, we have mullion, we have beam, roof beam, king post, queen post. There are so many structure member. Still we use timber. Okay, because we use 100% timber structure. Okay, so for example, this one king post. Okay, king post. So this one beam. Okay, we call it hanging beam. Right? So this is a structure member lah. This one trusses member. This one purlin. Okay, this one batten. This one batten, the smallest part. Okay, we not go to detail lah. Okay, the accessories, finial, tunjuk langit. This one. Okay, lebah gantung. I cannot use word hanging bee because we cannot direct translate. Okay, lebah gantung. This one, it's a pineapple shape. It's not just pineapple. There are so many motif lah. This example of a pineapple shape. Okay, this one lebah gantung, small part at the middle of the gable. Okay, this one gable design. You see this gable in Terengganu and Kelantan use a lot of this kind of design. This one gable in Perak. Okay, and then Sirip Bumbung, decorative rich plate. Okay, this one finial, Tujuh Langit. This one Sirip. Okay, wall panel. We have several type of wall panel. This one is using panel. Okay, this one using shiplap or tindih kasih. They they just put over. Okay, like shiplap. Okay, this one louvers panel or ramp wall louvers panel for full ventilation. This is very important for the privacy because when you stay inside, you can see outside, but when outside cannot see inside. But they have full breeze, full ventilation. These are louvers. It's very famous for privacy. This one tongue and groove. They have a tongue one side, groove one side, then just slot. So we call it tongue and groove panel wall. Okay. This one embroidery wall. There are so many type of material used for embroidery, bamboo, nipa, and so on. Palm leaf, and so on. Okay. Even skin, scale plant you can use for the embroidery, but normally we use bamboo lah. Because easy to get. Okay, easy. This is called kelarai. Kelarai when you use bamboo as a wall, we call it plupo without any embroidery design. But when you have design, the name change. Okay, the term change. Normally we use kelarai or tepas. It doesn't matter. Okay, difficult to memorize. Doesn't matter lah. Okay, staircase like normal staircase, balustrade like normal balustrade. And then tetupai, I just put like this because you cannot direct translate, but to make you understand. Okay, some of my students from Egypt, they do not know tetupai means, so I just put squirrel, call like squirrel, but not, you cannot direct translate. Okay, this one tetupai. This one cecicak, lizard. Still you cannot direct translate lizard. Okay, this one we are not using shape of lizard because normally Malay traditional you couldn't find any animal character in the house, and you will not find. Okay, but the name only. Okay, cecicak is a lizard lah. And then decorative panel, papan cantik. Okay, you can see there are so many decorative panel. Papan cantik here. It's a Terengganu house. It's a Kedah house. And then lattice or kerawang. Kerawang normally above window or above doors, okay, or along the roof to get full ventilation. Okay, for ventilation lah kerawang. This one kerawang. Okay, this is not kerawang. It's a kerawang. This is kerawang. Okay. Image. Finish image topic. This is a Kedah house. Okay. Now we will visit the whole Malaysia, okay, to see the characteristic of Malay traditional house across the Malaysia. Okay, Malaysia have 14 states. From Perlis to at northern of Peninsula, northern of West Malaysia, until the Johor, and then Sarawak and Sabah. We have 14 states, so 14 character. 14 main character because in the state they also have territory character, zone character, but I only pick one for the one state. Easy to teach lah. But if you want to go for detail, you can read Google and so on. For example, Perak, you can just Google northern Perak. Malay character, Southern Perak, just same like Pahang, Sarawak, and so on. Sarawak, you can Google Iban House, Kadazan House, Murut House. There are so many. Okay, even in one state there are so many characters. But for this talk, I only choose one for one state. Easy to teach, easy to introduce. Okay, so we have 14 states. We have 14 main characters. Okay, this one Melaka. Melaka is very popular. Okay. So this mountain village, all the village have traditional Malay house without any changing. is the whole village. We call it Mountain Village. You can when you visit Malacca, go to this village. You can find every single house did not change at all. Okay, you can see very original traditional Malay house. Okay, Malacca. You can see the roof, you can see the wall, you can see the staircase. Staircase come from China because Malacca have diplomatic relation with Chinese kingdom, China kingdom dynasty since 14th century. Okay, that is why it become part of traditional. Okay, it's part of traditional because the influence come very early. Okay, 500-600 years ago. Okay, that is why it become part of traditional Malay house in Malacca. So you can see the brick staircase. Okay, the long roof. Okay, they use long roof. It's a Malacca. This is the entrance of Malacca Kingdom Palace. This is only entrance because they only build, let's say, 10% of the actual size of Malacca Palace. So this is a replica only lah. It's a replica. I just show the example. It's not traditional building because they just built 20 years ago. Okay, using modern technique and technology. So this is not traditional Malay house, traditional Malay building. It just using character of traditional. So for learning purpose, This entrance. Only 10 to 15% the actual side of the Malacca Palace. This is Negeri Sembilan. Negeri Sembilan, Indonesian well known with Negeri Sembilan because of have a strong relationship between Minangkabau in Sumatra.
Oh, yeah.
You can visit Pagar Ruyung, Padang. You can see the same design with Negeri Sembilan because they have same ancestor between Pagar Ruyung, Padang, Sumatra, West Sumatra, and Negeri Sembilan. Same ancestor. So same design lah. Okay, same design, same food, same character, same everything, same pakaian. They wear the dress. So many things that are similar to both community in West Sumatra and also the Negeri Sembilan. So have a curved shape of roof. Okay, you see the carving, you see the shape of roof. Minangkabau house famous with the roof lah, curvy. It's like buffalo tone, right? So that is why called Minangkabau. This is a palace. Just built. This is 100 over years ago. Okay, built. Istana Sri Menanti. Okay, still using, but the curve not so much compared to Pagar Ruyung Palace. You can see very curvy shape and so on. Okay. Kelantan is a northern Malaysia. Both house similar like Thailand, similar like Patani, not Thailand, main part of Thailand like Bangkok and so on, but southern Thailand is Patani. Okay, Patani, Yala, Narathiwat, similar shape and design with Kelantan house. Okay, you see the gable. Normally, you easy to find the Patani house like this. Okay, this palace of Kelantan is old palace, not a new palace. New palace bigger than this. Okay, I just show palace which have Malay traditional because in Malaysia normally palace the fabric design for palace is Islamic characteristic, have a mosque onion shape, right? Dome. Okay, so very few palace still use Malay character. But normally the old palace they use they follow traditional architecture, but today the old palace become museum gallery. Okay, not for palace. We have 12 sultan. Still have 12. Sorry, still have 12 sultan in Malaysia. So we have 12 beautiful palace. But I only put the old palace that they left for that right now become museum or gallery because they not use anymore the palace. So the old palace normally they have a traditional design, but to current palace normally they follow Islamic architecture. Okay, so that is why I not put in this stock. because this talk about traditional Malay house. Okay, so wherever palace have traditional character, I will put it in this talk. Okay, if you want to know the 14, the 12 Sultan Palace, you can Google. Okay, you can Google, easy to find. But normally, all of them it's like a mosque shape. Okay, mosque design. Okay, this one Terengganu, also northern part of Malaysia, eastern part of Malaysia, border to Thailand and also the Kelantan. So the characteristic looks like Thailand as well. Okay, because of the gable, you can see Thailand a lot of using this character of gable. This one current palace, but using traditional characteristic. Okay, using characteristic of traditional house. Okay, you can see this. And this one Kedah. This one very famous to learn about ventilation and natural lighting. It's a Kedah house. Okay, you can see. Northern part of Malaysia also, as well, border with Thailand as well. You can see few part influence from Thailand. Okay. This one Perlis. This one Penang. Okay, Penang is smaller house. It looks like elephant. Okay, looks like elephant. We call it elephant house. Okay, for Penang. This one Selangor. Selangor have a lot of influence from Bugis. This main hall normally is a influence from Bugis. They have a big main hall, high volume. So this is a Selangor house. Okay, they have one big house. Okay, and then have a small space around the big house. That normally Bugis influence. Okay, this one Perak, my hometown. Okay. Perak is have two type of house. First Perak house, originally from the Perak house. Okay, the significant difference between Perak house and others is a height of the floor. Normally 3 meter. Because Perak at that time is a main supplier for elephant. Perak supplies elephant to Thailand and to Malacca. That is why almost all the house in Perak at that time have elephant. So elephant they park here, and elephant become main transportation for land transportation in Perak. So that is why all the house higher than other state. So this is Perak house. Okay, similar design, but the most important, the significant difference is a height. Okay, this is Aceh house. We call it in Perak Kutai, because Perak was colonized by Aceh 200 years. So a lot of influence, Aceh influence in Perak, but only along the river Rhine, not inland. Okay, not inland, just along the river Perak. Okay, because all the Sultan Palace along the river, all the main penempatan. Okay, the house built along the river. So on Aceh house you can find we call it Kutai house. Kutai house. I will not use term Aceh house because we use term Kutai house. But only for this talk I use Aceh house. Okay, because it influenced by Aceh. Okay, so you can see the looks like Aceh. You can visit, you can Google. This old palace of Perak. Okay, use a lot of bamboo embroidery. Just finished conserve last year, 2019, last year. Just finished conservation. I handle this conservation project. So done. Okay. Okay, this one Johor. Johor is a small, quite small. The building quite small. Okay, we call it Rumah Baju Kurung house. Okay, but it's smaller, and then lower. The floor is lower, and then the only traditional house using 5-ridge roof. Okay, they just follow Dutch and Portuguese roof for when the Dutch come, the roof, five ridge roof or gable roof become popular in Johor. So a lot of traditional house in Johor, they're using gable roof instead of long roof like other state. This one Sabah. Sabah have a lot of tribe. So different tribe, different character of the house design. So you can see the difference between Sabah. This is a long roof for Sabah, quite different with long roof in Sarawak. Okay. And then this is Sarawak house. Okay. Long roof, quite famous. In Sarawak, this is Belanau house. Okay. So different between Borneo and the Malay Peninsula. I think this is the last slide. Okay. Once it's gone forever. So you need to make sure the authenticity, the characteristic, the culture in the building should be preserved well. Okay, because one is gone forever. This is my last slide. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any question.